Hi there, Aries. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for September, a month which is dominated by two eclipses. The solar eclipse occurs on the first day of the month, whereas the lunar eclipse occurs on the 16th. But these eclipses work in pairs, and the polarities that are being aroused this month for you are, on one hand, at the start of the month to do with the practicalities of life, and mid-month it's much more to do with the more emotional side of situations, the more spiritual and sensitive strands in your situation. Now, your ruler Mars continues for most of this month to make its way through a very expansive and quite pioneering part of your scope. And it is going to be forging a really significant link with Uranus in your sign, the planet of change, the planet of restlessness, from the 11th through to the 22nd. And this can create a kind of environment where you may find yourself doing some random things, breaking out suddenly from situations which perhaps in the past you've kind of accepted that maybe you needed to be a little bit more self-sacrificing around. But I think it is also very important to understand the role of Neptune this month. It continues to square up with Saturn, which, like Mars, is in your sector of exploration and knowledge. But it is also going to be in a sharp right angle with the Sun throughout pretty well the first week of the month. So anything you are trying to get done in a practical, precise way can in some ways be undermined by a vague, enervating energy in the background. So despite some astrologers are going to be telling you that the solar eclipse at the start of this month is all about reorganization, health, diet, fitness, work, which it can be, it's not going to be a straight line forwards in terms of grappling with those areas. You've got to be aware more of your deeper motives, which comes from the 12th house, and also how you interact with other people, because not everybody's going to be upfront with you this month in the way that you would like. There is the potential for some politics. I think perhaps the most exciting event this month, however, is the arrival on the 9th of Jupiter in your sector of relating. Jupiter's going to be here for about a year, and of course you already have Venus as you make your way into this month in this area. But from the 11th to the 14th, Venus is going to be squaring up with the powerful energies of Pluto. You may find yourself having an interview during those 3 or 4 days, someone making you some kind of offer. Could be linked to your love life. Perhaps there's someone who's going to come into your orbit who's much older or younger than you. But understanding what those motivations are is going to be very important, not just around the practical elements of life, but also around this more relating area as well, because Venus is also going to go into conflict with Uranus later this month as well, suggesting that you could find yourself being pulled in different directions about relationships. And it isn't just as simple to say that because Jupiter has arrived in this zone, that everything is going to be absolutely perfect. You're going to meet the love of your life this month. It just isn't that easy, quite honestly. What I can tell you is that once the Sun moves into Libra on the 22nd, you will have a strong opportunity to work much harder at the way you interact with others. Ironically, Venus then, the planet of relating, then moves into a deeper and much more passionate zone. But I think what Jupiter is saying to you is, do be optimistic about what you can gain over the next year in general in terms of your interrelations with others. But perhaps it requires you to develop that side of your nature around cooperation, collaboration, listening more carefully, and not just wanting necessarily to have total control over situations. This having the confidence to interact that much more closely with others. Jupiter can definitely bring you some fortune around relationships, but I just want to be real about it. Yes, I'm the real astrologer. I'm not promising the earth. However, that wonderful angle between Uranus and Mars from the 11th to the 22nd can bring out the risk taker in you, but make sure that you get the facts and figures of situations very clear, because if you don't, the haziness that Neptune brings to the situation this month could see you making some fundamental decisions on information that's not correct, and that's something you very definitely need to avoid. What I can tell you as this month draws to a close is Mars powers its way right to the top of your horoscope into the most ambitious of sectors. And as you make your way out of this month and into October, if you are someone who's very goal orientated and wants to really make progress in terms of your career, responsibilities, or gaining greater recognition, this is going to give you an enormous amount of extra confidence. But you still need to work carefully and intelligently with other people. So whatever your particular circumstances as far as relationships are concerned, Jupiter is definitely a force for good. But Venus, in its angle with Pluto and also with Uranus this month, just tells you that you have to be well informed, and that's where those clarity of thoughts come about. It's been a real pleasure being with you, Aries. Thank you for joining me. Good luck, and goodbye for now.